Hey, welcome to another episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. We got a new guest reviewer. This is Max, better known as Snobby Beer Reviews. How you doing?
How's it going, Chad?
Good. This time we got a beer closer to you than me. This is the Founders. Is it Cerise?
I always say Cerise, but I'm no expert.
Yeah. I love Founders. I think they're probably like one of my top three favorite breweries. But I'm not a big fan of fruity beers. I mean, it's not a fruity wheat beer. It's just like a fruity ale, and it's got some chutzpah at 6.5% ABV. So, I'd be really curious to see what these guys can do with a fruity beer.
Mine's fairly clear. It's not as pink. You said yours is really pink. Mine's it looks pink on the camera,
Yeah.
but it's a lot more.
On my end, it looks orange.
Yeah, it's a lot more orange.
Yeah, mine's like. Actually, it looks orange on camera, also, maybe because I have this orange shirt on, but. Yeah, it's like I pour this and it looks like it's like a pink champagne or a wine cooler or something.
Yeah.
Never thought I'd say a pink Founders beer. I get like cherry and kind of like almost like a Pilsner kind of smell underneath it. Do you get
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, I'm getting the same thing. There's a little bit of like a wheat smell in there too. The smell's pretty subtle though, at least on my end. There's really not that much aroma.
No, not mine on either. Yeah, yeah. It's
I'm actually
only
I'm getting a little bit of like an orange smell too, on top of the cherries.
yeah. I don't really get much of anything. I mean, I just get like a little bit of cherry and some kind of Pilsner weedy, grainy kind of thing. Like it's not like Sam Adams cherry wheat that smells like cough syrup.
Yeah,
So, all right. So I'm ready to dig in here. Are you?
yeah.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Huh. That's really interesting.
hmm
Like you get all the cherry on the finish. Up front, it's like actually quite mild, and it finishes like with this really, like a sweeter, more like real cherry kind of taste. Not a cherry cough syrup, not at all. Like a maraschino cherry or like the cherry toppings you'd put on pancakes or a pie. You know what I mean?
hmm I'm actually getting a little bit of that cough syrup taste. It's not that bad. I mean, it's not like awful. Uh, Most of it actually it's very sweet.
Look at the lacing I get.
Yeah,
Surprise.
I'm getting quite a bit too. But it is very sweet, and like you said, right at the end, there's a lot of that like natural cherry flavor, not that fake cherry flavor.
Yeah. It says it's made with cherry puree. The bottle's not very detailed, but sounds like they're using real cherries and not like cherry flavoring or cherry extract or something like that.
hmm
I noticed like right on the finish when you get that cherry, I get like a maple syrup almost kind of flavor. It's like a sticky, well, I mean not sticky, but just kind of like a sweet kind of confectionery thing. Like I said, it reminds me of pancakes or something.
Yeah, like it's like that cherry syrup that you get at like IHOP or something like that.
Yeah.
That's I taste that too.
Yeah. It's we're drinking this in the summer. It's actually not too hot out tonight, but
hmm
it's kind of refreshing while it's in the mouth. It's not like super tart like a lambic, or it doesn't I mentioned it in the nose, like the grainy weedy kind of smell. It's not drinking like supermarket brand cherry wheat. This is drinking like it's drinking like a Founder's cherry beer.
Yeah, it's like a sophisticated fruity girl beer, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean I don't really think of this as a chick beer, other than the fact that it's got a cherry on the label. But I would drink this without shame.
Yeah, I would too. I mean, I've had this beer a couple times, and I don't get embarrassed when I go to the store and buy it.
It's ironic. Like, I'm pleasantly surprised at how good this is, because I'm like, it's a cherry beer, but then it's Founders, so I shouldn't be surprised. But I'm like I said, I'm pleasantly impressed. So because like it kind of drinks like it's not like super super robust, but at the same time it's not super tart like a Lindemans or a Belgian lambic. I mean, it's not a lambic, but
Yeah.
it's got the right amount of sweetness. I really really love that cherry like kind of maple syrupy finish to it. Pretty clean aftertaste. Drinkability is really high. I can just slurp this right down, and it's been maintaining a head and lacing this whole time.
Yeah.
This is gonna get a very enthusiastic thumbs up from me.
Yeah. The first time I ever had this beer, I wasn't really crazy about it. It kind of was a little the cherry flavor wasn't as pronounced. It was more of like it was more of like a Belgian beer that wasn't very well made, but and with a little bit of cherry flavor. But this one is actually very pleasant and it's very refreshing.
Yeah.
There's just enough of that tartness, I think, to kind of make it like every time you take a drink, it's almost like you want to keep drinking it.
Yeah.
I think there's just enough of that.
Yeah, this is a winner for me. I'm gonna give this a big 8 out of 10. It's very good. I mean, it's not like it's like the worst Founders beer I've ever had, and only an 8. But this is, I would definitely say this is definitely one of the best fruit beers I've ever had. Probably the best, not counting pumpkin beers. But yeah, 8 out of 10. Like, what do you think? Like a B plus.
Yeah, my scoring system that I do is out of 5, but I would go 4 out of 5, which is basically the same as 8 out of 10. But yeah, I mean this is really excellent, and like you said, this is probably the worst Founders beer I've ever had. That being said, it's an amazing beer.
Yeah.
I mean, Founders can do no wrong in my opinion. But
totally.
this is really excellent.
Yeah, and I've almost crushed the whole thing under 10 minutes here.
Yeah, me too.
Well, I guess that about wraps it up for the review of the Founders Cerise. Thanks to Max at Snobby Beer Reviews for joining me. Check him out at Erratic TV, and check out my other channel because we'll be doing an interview with him. So, thanks for joining me, Max.
Hey, thanks for this. I enjoyed it.
Yep. We'll see you next time. Cheers.
Cheers.